like, having had a residency there last year, that I never left. But when I got on stage last year, I said, I was a staple here in the 80s, the late 70s and 80s, and played most of the hotels and had a residency in St. Hilton. And then television started calling me back, and I went off and I did 3 different series and wrote 25 books. I just finished my 26th book, and on the lecture circuit, had a couple of talk shows, and all of a sudden I had gone from Vegas as a regular for 25 years. So I was really thrilled to be back there. It was like riding a bike, except that I got back on the bike and I was a better cyclist. And it gave me the bug to get another residency in Vegas. And so
I was going to ask you about one of your books, and you said you just had another book release. Would you like to share a little bit of information on that?
Well, the book I just finished, I wrote about my husband and I. It's the first non-health book I've written in a long time.
Oh.
I had a major book in, I believe, 1973 called Keeping Secrets, about growing up with a child of an alcoholic. And I wrote in those genres for a while, my first 6 or 7 books, and then I kind of follow the flow of my life in my writing, probably like you as a writer. We write what we're going through, we write what we're interested in, and somewhere, I guess in my 40s, I started putting on weight for the first time in my life and didn't understand it, and wrote, I believe, 9 summer-sized books of how to lose weight while eating, and then it just kind of naturally gravitated into, the problem is hormone imbalance. That's why it comes on. Because when you start gaining weight, you've never gained weight before in your life, you have to look at, what has changed?
Mm-hmm.
And when hormones are imbalanced at night, your insulin levels never go down if they're imbalanced, and so that's why you can gain weight without eating and gain weight while you're sleeping, and you wake up and you didn't eat dinner and you feel fatter than you felt the day before. So it turned out that millions of women were going through the same thing, so those books are real successful. And then when I started writing about hormones, millions more women were going, me too, that's what I'm going through. And then it just sort of naturally led into, hey, what's going on out there that is affecting our hormones so much? It's all the chemicals and the processed food and all that, so I wrote about that. But this year I looked at my husband. I met him when I was 19 years old. He was my second husband, believe it or not. He was one of those good Catholic girls. I got pregnant at 17 and married him, stayed married to him until I was 18, and then I walked into a television studio one day when I was 19 years old, and there was Alan Hamill. And I remember I was in therapy at the time, and I said to my therapist, I don't know anything about him. I just know I'm going to marry this man. And I said, I really know nothing about him, but I just looked at him across the room, and I'm going to end up with him. And it's been this love affair that next year will be 50 years that we will have been together. 40 of them married, 10 of them fighting, as you do with me.
Yeah.
So I said to the producer, is this because of my books? Are they popular in Israel? Yeah, your books are popular, he said, but for the longest time we only had one television station for the whole country, and we only had one sitcom. He said it was Three's Company, and then he started doing imitations of Chrissy Snow. He said, if you go to Israel, you won't be able to walk down the street. So that's the power of that kind of television. And so instead of, at that moment, when I decided to focus on what I had, that everybody knew my name, I said to my husband, all those specials I did with John Wayne and Sammy Davis and Frank Sinatra and George Carlin and Rodney Dangerfield, all those, I want to go to Vegas and do an act. So he went to Vegas, and he went to pretty much every hotel, to the entertainment directors, and said, I want a 2-year deal for Suzanne Somesrs, and they all said, nobody gets a 2-year deal, we'll give her 2 weeks. Finally, Alan went to the MGM Grand, and Bernie Rothkopf was entertainment director then, and Alan said, I want a 2-year deal for Suzanne Somesrs, and he said the same thing, nobody gets that. Why do you want that? Alan said, it's kind of gruff. And he said, because I know her. And time. She'll figure it out, and she will. And then I was established, and I went, I played Caesars, and I played the Flamingo, and I played the Desert Inn, and the Flamingo. I kind of played all the hotels. And I never, ever would have left if television hadn't beckoned me back, and at one point begged me to come back. But I got under my skin. And I think there's something, the universe is perfect. You don't know why at the time. I didn't know why being fired at that time was perfect. Why when I got cancer that was perfect. I didn't know why, I didn't understand anything. And today, all these years later, I realized I got fired so that I would be forced to reinvent myself. And I reinvented myself as a Vegas performer. And then when I got cancer, I was forced to reinvent myself again and started writing books about non-drug living and non-drug approaches to cancer and hormones and all these things. And I never would have become a lecturer to women the way I have had that not happened. So I think in all of our lives, our job is to be aspirational and to recognize the negatives in life as the true opportunity.